Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, because HBO was showing Dune all day, and Dune 2, on two different channels. I've been watching a lot of Dune today, and so here we are. It's me, it's showtime, and it's Dune. I created a new character just a few days ago. And haven't gotten back to him. So I'm getting back to him. I'm pretty sure I had enough power in the generators. Because I got to keep them generating. Bam, bam, bam. Sorry. There we go. This is not my game of the year. Lone Star Wolf, howdy to you. But it is my most played game of the year. I can say that pretty much without any doubt in my mind. We've got 5.5 days worth of battery power available to us. I needed to make something. That's right. Just remembered I needed to make something else. I needed to make the scanner. Scanner. Not there? There. No, not there. Did I not unlock it? Crafting, no. Research. I did not unlock the handheld resource scanner. Now I have unlocked the handheld resource scanner. Creamy hazelnut coffee today. Now, one of the interesting things about the handheld resource scanner is that it also can basically scan and see water, including when it's walking around in the shape of people. So it's a very useful tool in things other than just scanning for resources. I mean, technically it is scanning for a resource, as water is a resource. Now we're going to see if we can avoid getting ourselves killed here. As we have a couple of moisture sealed thingies here. So we pull out the scanner and we have 3 little moving icons of water drops, which means that there are 3 unpleasant people in there. We bought some root beer and vanilla vodka today. I'm so proud of you. They grow up so fast. I hope you enjoy the end result, if you aren't already enjoying the end result, of course. That wasn't great. Will you be enjoying that this evening, or perhaps tomorrow night? Saving it up for New Year's, maybe? There, we got him. It is surprisingly good. If you, like a lot of Americans who will have grown up on root beer floats as a summer delight, Wait, there's another one shooting? Who else is in there shooting at me? If you enjoyed them during the summer, then yeah, it doesn't surprise me that you would find them a tasty addition. Where is he? Or was it the other one? No, that was it. I guess it was the shielded one. I just didn't see that they had a weapon up. Yeah, if you enjoyed the summer delight that was a root beer float, then yeah, I'm not surprised at all you would find it very freaking tasty indeed. Now, I did come up with it on my own, but I'm obviously not the only person who came up with it. I was going through a period where I was trying various beverage combos out. Some were very successful. Some were not. And this was one of the successful ones. One time I had some Diet Dr. Pepper around the house. So the first one I did was vodka and...
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
We've got a sandstorm coming in. Was vodka and Diet Dr. Pepper. And I named that one because I have to name my creations. I named that one the Skinny Zhivago. That's an old movie reference, Dr. Zhivago, a movie about a Russian doctor, and a Skinny Zhivago because it was Diet Dr. Pepper and vodka. That one was good. I liked that. A couple days later, I tried the Diet Dr. Pepper and tequila. Not as good. And that one I called the Mexican Malpractice. Tequila and doctor going together. Not so great in this particular case. Good, good. Good,
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
A large sandstorm is approaching. Money in the middle one, I think. Yeah. Money in the middle. Money, 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 money. You like anything with vanilla in it? Oh. I mentioned the other day I have a really good recipe for homemade tequila. And the key to what makes it so good is because it uses no really good ingredients other than one. It uses like Folgers instant coffee, right? It uses Everclear. Well, you're not getting any taste out of Everclear. What it does use is you split the vanilla beans and drop them in the mixture. And it's incredibly smooth and delicious and freaking lethal. Is the storm here yet? There's the storm blowing by, which reminds me I also should grab where? It should be over here.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
There. We'll make a couple more survey probes so we can scan the area. How about like 2 more probes? 3 more probes. Once we're in the middle of the storm now. You don't want to be out in the storm because you don't want to be out in the storm, really. And it has now blown past. But, let's go with that. I forgot to drop off the blood that I drained from those poor individuals that I defended myself against. Fat buddy! Ooh, cooked ribeye steaks. Very nice. Oh, and enjoying drinks. You are living an extremely good life today. And how are you doing, fat buddy? I hope all of your Christmas Eve requirements are fulfilled. All right, now how far are we going to have to go up to launch our probe? Let's see. 5. We load it. Can we shoot it? No, we need 4 more meters. Well, I think we can probably manage 4 more meters. How about that? There we go. We are scanning, and it will open up a large part of the map. Will now be revealed. Three, 2, 1. Poof. And there we go. That entire area is now revealed. Very revealing, wouldn't you say? I'm so sorry. Now you can drop because I have a passive shield generator, or sorry, a passive. I can't even remember what they're called now. Suspensor field. Recovered from Monday Night Football. First time you'd been to Monday Night Football. Oh. Well, it was a good result for my local boys. And given the fact that Indianapolis is running on their 150th string quarterback, they actually did a pretty creditable job. All right, we can take that for now. What happened to all of the little bulb things? That's the best part. The stadium was about half red. Generally, the 49ers tend to travel pretty aggressively, the 49er fans. They and Cowboy fans are the ones who most control a lot of the betting numbers. There's a reason the 49ers and the Cowboys are their betting numbers are almost always stupidly screwed up, is because there's a lot of money that's always bet on the Cowboys, even when they're not good, and on the 49ers, whether they're good or not. There's a lot of money in Silicon Valley, I can assure you, and so those people can afford to travel to games if they want to, just like there's a lot of oil money around Dallas. They can afford to travel to Cowboy games. It always interests me anytime I see like ESPN talking about point spreads and stuff, and not understanding why the 49ers or the Cowboys point spreads are the way they are. And it's simple. Their fans bet on them whether they have good spreads or not. Ain't kidding. Met about 10 people from around us that came from California. Well, I mean, I have a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condominium. About 800 square feet. So that's about as small a home as you can own, right? 800 square feet, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. I put this out there so you know that I am at the very lowest end of housing values. Because my place is tiny, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. The median home price in Santa Clara Valley, the Santa Clara County, last time I checked, was $1.7 million. That's the median price. There are a lot of filthy rich people around here. I'm not one of them. I bought my place 30 years ago, 800 square feet. a ship just crashed. And I caught it just in time. That's going to bring the worm, and you see, what I wanted was actually some of that sort of steamy area there. But I think that's going to bring the worm. Hopefully that brings the worm, and he doesn't eat me. We'll have to find out. Because I need some of that flower sand. Oh. Yep, there are people there. We can scan. Just one, it looks like. Take his stuff, and of course, suck his blood. All right. We're going to walk out here. We're going to set our vehicle down. I hear him coming. Big Daddy Shai-Hulud is coming, and I do not want to play with him. He's going to eat that ship pretty soon. And I don't want him to accidentally eat me while he's at it. Oh, we are getting rain and wind big time tonight. Not yet, but we're expected to have very heavy rains and winds up to 55 miles an hour with actual, I don't remember, not alarms or alerts, but like cautionary notes about the possibility of fucking tornadoes. I've always been terrified of them. I blamed it on The Wizard of Oz. Let me scan. Only 2 people. The one I had targeted turned on their shield immediately. Okay, that one's dead. Oh, sorry about that. Did that hurt? It looked like it hurt. Flash floods and tornadoes are what you get in the Ohio Valley. Hey, Vorp. Yes, I'm back on Conan. Vorp is a longtime quote-unquote friend of mine. And also my one and only mod. And there's a good chance if you see me being insulted on the stream, and sadly, you see me being insulted well on the stream, it's probably him. Slow-mo chat mode? I don't know. I didn't set it that way. I did see that at some point it was on and I had turned it off. My guess is it's probably due to Seribot. I haven't done much configuration on Seribot yet. I don't know if you're familiar with Seribot. One guy has a problem the other night. You set it to slow mode so he could chat. Really? I remember turning it off. Someone complained about something and I turned it off because I didn't want it on. I don't remember turning it on. That's certainly possible. We cannot count on my brain to function as a brain should function. We have my brain instead. All right, here we go again. This room's no longer in slow chat mode. Well, it's in slow mode because I'm here. And I'm kind of slow. Alright, so we drop this here. We scan. We harvest. Oh, it's Big Daddy. That's right. The ship's been sitting there for like 5 minutes and he doesn't come to eat the ship. But no, the minute I poke my head out, he decides he wants to eat my head. Thank you, Vorp. And thank you, Fat Body. Okay, he still hasn't eaten. The ship. That is true. Time to harvest more flower sand. Oh, come on, Shai Halud. The minute I pop my head up again, Big Daddy makes noises. I'm not even doing the freaking ship. I hope I got enough that I can actually make some of the things that I was planning on making. Wanted Dune so bad. Never read the books, but I love the storyline. I was watching the movies have been on HBO for like most of the day. And that was what, I had been, because I started a new character, this one, a couple of days ago, because I was bored and wanted to poke at something a bit. Now, there's a reason I played this game so much this last year. I really enjoy it. So I figured, what the hell? Hoping the next chapter helps the end game a lot. Looking forward to hopping back in and building a new base. Yeah. Especially with the new building packing up tool, let's call it. Hey, here, have some blood, guys. Chemical. Chemical warfare, chemical warfare, chemical warfare, warfare. I can make 2. I don't think that's enough for me to make the reaping tool, is it? Did I unlock the reaping tool? I did not yet lock the Dew Reaper. I need 4. So I need a bit more flower sand. Need to be able to make 4, which means I need 6 more flower sand. Letting the storms take your current base. Will start farming fresh. Just keep the trusty ornithopter in your back pocket. Yeah, that makes sense. They're also putting in the tool for moving between servers, right? Said server merges this month, but wager it's not until the new year. Yeah, that would make sense. He's pretty close. All right, he's submerged. Definitely time to get moving.
Shields up.
Take a quick. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to, at least not to do anything serious until after basically chapter 3 comes out. I just felt like playing again, and so hey, that means a new character start. Easy peasy. So I just don't think that Shai Hulud is going to give up on this area until he finally eats the ship. I don't know if it's the best. I find it the most fulfilling. The progression is fast and satisfying. It does get significantly slower and less fun. We will make 4. I want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas Eve. Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, you can still have a Merry Christmas Eve, even if you don't celebrate it. I don't think I'm going to be able to get my... They changed the display, the time of day, light and water meter display. I think I liked the old one better. Let's see. That can go there. There will do. See, there's a time of day, if you're not familiar with it, where you can harvest water from plants if you have the dew scythe. Which I'm about to have. Oh, I didn't pick those up. Because I am eaten up. Doesn't look like it. Oh, what? I thought I saw some. Yes, okay, we've got some. We can at least get some amount of water. It's poor dew harvesting, but better than none. And that's it. That's all we got, because the timer. Sun is rising, the dew's evaporating. We got a little bit, but not a bunch. We have all of the blood in there. What are the other things we need? Let's see. Research. We've got 15 points. Still suit and armor will be good. The most important thing is the Holtzman shield. And the Holtzman shield I can make. That's all I'm going to make. I have a ultimate shield. Activate a shield? Sure. I'm now shielded. I'm now unshielded. Well, the sun is rising. It's a brand new day a-dawning. And I've got a quest 819 meters away. Or a mission, if you prefer. Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Can't help it. Ooh, that's exactly what I intended to do. Pretty nifty trick driving, don't you think? The sand trikes, I can't help it. They always make me think. Of Born to be Wild. I guess I am a true nature's child. Maybe? Maybe not. Whoop. Well, let's do a quick scan. Scanner. There we go. We've got 3 live ones. I did not play the real-time strategy games. The RTSs I did not play. Okay, bad news for me. Okay, you can stop now. Another one, huh? I have played, however, a couple of recent Dune games in addition to this one. Where'd he go? Oh. Running away. Dune Imperium. And can't remember the other one. Name of the other one. I've never been a fan of real-time strategy games. There is a new sort of real-time strategy game that was released by Funcom, same guys who did this. It was published by Funcom, it was developed by another team. So they don't have a little goodie box, which is disappointing. Oh, I'm disappointed. Played Dune 2 a lot when it came out when you were in college. Well, yeah, my understanding is the game was a very good RTS game. Very influential. there is a newer one. And again, the name is eluding me. I don't think it's Imperium. I think Imperium is based on a card game. Well, actually, I can kind of figure that out. Give me a sec here. Dune Imperium is, I think, it's a board game. I can't remember the other one. My brain is just not cutting the mustard anymore. And nobody wants a brain that can't cut the mustard. You can still cut the cheese, though, which is a little bit disheartening.
Day 5 surveillance report. Harkonnen hard target 42M. The facility maintains round-the-clock house shielding. The shield has dropped briefly on 2 occasions since the last report. In both cases, it was to facilitate the landing of Courier-thopters. I understand that locating Captain Skorda is now my #1 priority, but so far, I've seen no one matching his description. I'm maintaining careful surveillance. Update. I must express my concerns about the tenability of this position. A few hours ago, I observed a hawk with binoculars, having a good hard look in this direction. Don't know if I'm made or not, but my relief is now overdue. We'll keep watch as long as possible. Atreides.
Atreides! 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 That didn't work out great for them, by the way. Let's see if there's anybody waiting for us. Does not appear to be. Can I not put my vehicle away? I did. Where's this other vehicle? There's another vehicle that showed up on scanner. The first trial whoops of Akal, I believe, is where we are. Pardon me, guys. Time for me to do a line. And maybe do a little tripping of balls. Yep, definitely tripping balls. I fell on my keys.
What is the purpose of thought?
The purpose of thought is to think.
Speed. Our God gave us the gift of thought, and the words of the Kitab al-Ibar. Knowledge without action is empty. Our wanderings
Gotta put out the fires.
we were persecuted. Our families burned in the fires of ignorance. We learned the cost of inaction.
Gift of thought is something else entirely. That's true. Who'd have thought two guys of our advanced years would both speak that joke and understand that joke? Hey, that was no fair. I didn't step into that fire. Wasn't even close. Hey, now, that's horseshit. How am I supposed to put it out if you won't let me get that close to it? Finally. Now, if you're an old WoW player, the gift of Thoughtbot is an entirely different thing.
Some were sent to work in mines. The tunnels
For those who don't understand what's going on here, they are, through the trials of Akal,
of action,
we are reliving the journeys of the Fremen
never to forget.
that they took before they finally reached Arrakis.
It was on Rosak that the Sayadina created the poison.
Never played WoW. Original, very early on in WoW, there was a thing called Thoughtbot, and basically it was
To create.
basically a lookup for locations and NPCs and quests and stuff for WoW. One of the first sort of spoiler sites. That's what Thoughtbot was. So that is what thought means to an old WoW player. It does not mean inherently that hoe over there.
The weight of a kindly God is a fearful
Before there was Wowhead,
Did not God give us Shaitan to force
there was
action?
Alakazam
And where does action lead?
and Thoughtbot. I think I should probably be over here to get there.
Ibn Kirtaiba.
Yeah, Ibn Kirtaiba.
An action lead to creation. What is the purpose of thought?
Lisan al-Gaib.
The creed. What is the purpose of thought?
The purpose of thought is to thinkificate.
To honor the creator. Remember Rosak. Bila Kaifa.
Played Warcraft games and was looking forward to WoW. They turned me off with the monthly sub. It was standard at the time, so I can understand you being turned off at the prospect of 15 a month. But that was the industry standard, and my goodness, has that changed. For everybody but, what, WoW and FF14, pretty much. I always thought that they ought to be more flexible with their options. And that goes in general, not just for WoW and FF14. That, like a $5 maintenance account monthly that allows you to play for some relatively small number of hours without having you to pay having to pay the $15 for the full gaming experience if you can only play, you know, like 4 hours on the weekend. Some kind of alternate payment options other than the 15 or don't play. Cheaper options for, you know, the non-huge AAA titles. Now, why aren't there more $7.99 subscription fees for MMOs that aren't that big? I can't fly, but I can do a pretty good jump. You assume that if you ever stopped paying the monthly fee, they would delete your account. Now, no one is, at least none of the Western games certainly have ever done that. They don't want to discourage the possibility of you coming back. And frankly, the data storage costs are so minimal, it's completely not worth it. That doesn't mean that none of them have done it, or none of them would do it in the future, because they might. But if they were to do it, it would be because they are dumb. Self-defeatingly dumb, to my mind, anyway. Well, it's certainly not prime time, but we ought to be able to get a little bit of water out of these. Look at that. Water. Cool, clear water. Water! Let's go ahead and we'll just give ourselves a nice big sip. 2. And that's one of the great things. Oops, we've got the ships. Those are the Sardaukar ships. They're bad. If they spot you, they freeze you for a few seconds and drop some mercenaries to try and kill you. Blizzard deleted your Diablo 2 account when you took a break for a few months. It's just, I mean, it's so dumb to do that kind of thing. It's self-defeating. You want to encourage the players to come back. Given how it is a lot harder to obtain a new player to a game than it is to get one to come back and play your game. Get your motor run. Sorry, I'm sorry, I can't help it. Did the ship finally get eaten? I think the ship finally got eaten. Airborne, woo! I mean, the expense of keeping an account around is so insignificantly tiny. It just never makes sense. If they ever come back and drop $5 on the game you've paid for the data storage. And interest. Well, I guess we'll just have to deposit the blood in there. And they'll just have to give me more water. I'm okay with that. Gun parts, micro sandwich, EMF, and blade parts. Yep. And over here, iron ore and some salvaged metal. Before I forget, let's make some more bandages. Yeah, I can see that being their policy. I just can't see it ever being a smart policy. Not that all the companies are ever going to be all that freaking smart, that's for sure. Over here, this can get... let's go ahead and make another one. We can make another one. Make all you want. We'll crunch more. Well, yes, let's have a little bit more storage. Not that. That goes in here. There. With that. As does our cash money. We're relatively wealthy. Let us drop our fuel cells in there. Figure out what we want to make next. Maybe the armor and Kirab still suit. Cutaway Mark II. We can make that now. Repair station, don't need it yet. Currently, that's the schematic. That does... Why is it not showing stats? Left Alt is supposed to show stats. Why do you know show stats? There we go. Oh, I guess it's not a hold. So that is, yeah, 9.9, and my current 957 something, I think? 7.2. He said. Iron, we can make a bunch more. We're going to need it sooner or later. We'll make a bunch. How's our water supply looking? Oh, we do need one of these here thingies. Another water container. Sooner or later, we're going to want to hold on to more water. Hold your water! Oh, well, the enemies, they generally don't bring me water. I have to take it. They're not quite polite enough to the point yet where they deliver themselves. The day will come. I know what I wanted to make. Static compactor. I guess you learn the recipe. You don't just unlock the recipe. So what do I need for the static compactor? He asked, innocently enough. Let's make it. And that will allow us to far more quickly pick up flour sand as it compacts the flour sand. Which means we get to pick up a whole lot more before Shai Halud decides to not be so shy. And come over and try and eat us. We got... Oh, we're in just about prime water gathering time. And you're in the... I'm in the part of the game where you really want to get ahead of the water game. So... because you need the water to make iron ingots, which you need to make all kinds of goodies. All right, we have filled up all of our water containers. Well, we can always unfill one of them a little bit and then go back to filling. That was it. This is the optimal dew harvesting time, so you want to hit that if at all possible. Well, you know what they say, rust never sleeps, so... Alright, you want to play? Mr. Tough Guy? I see you there. Oh, you temporarily dropped your shield and then moved away. Jerk. Note to self. Reload.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
There's a sandstorm coming. Well, one thing I did know is that these guys definitely contained water. Storm's coming pretty quick. You can see the front edge of the storm coming. The actual real storm hasn't hit here in the Bay Area just yet. But that's coming too.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
It's pretty much here. Haha. Water to make beer. The recipe is not available to me yet. Spiced beer shows up later. Let's see. No, it's not there. Is it here? Coffee. There it is. Melange spiced beer shows up at the steel level. And for steel, you need coal and iron and water. Oh, we'll just deposit some blood, you know, the way you do. And we'll deposit a bunch of our water, too. Oh, we didn't want to deposit it all, but I always like to keep a little bit of water on me for emergencies. Spice beer, yep. And spice liquor. They have an extensive research tree. You know, so for instance, this is the water-based products. So things for gathering and storing water and certain other items. You've got your combat items. Everything's pretty neatly into tiers of copper, iron, steel, aluminum, duraluminum, and plastanium. Then you got building stuff here. You've got sort of exploration stuff here, and that includes the spice recipes. Melange spiced food. You need mouse corpses for making meatballs. You've got the vehicles here. And these are all the unique recipes. A lot of the story does take place in various bars. All right, so we're depositing. We have the compactor. We want to use it. But now the sun is up. We can't use it because to use it we have to stand out in the sun, and that's not really conducive to anything. I have to deliver the report to one of the recruiters. Let's see, does this character want to grow up and be an Atreides, namby-pamby ne'er-do-well? Or an evil, scheming, vicious, murderous, no redeeming features or characteristics whatsoever Harkonnen? Harkonnen, I think. How many hours in the game total? I think I'm over 500. Give me a sec. I can tell you. It's my most played game of the year for sure. Only 356.2. But it is my most played game of the year. My favorite game of the year, and I think the best game of the year, is Blueprints for me. But this is one where I can sort of, sit back and play and just kind of put the brain not quite on neutral, but on, low energy mode. Well.
Nice to see you again.
Levenbrak Maxim
Never a dull moment when you're about, eh?
The Atreides agent is dead, but I have his encrypted report.
Oh, yes. Yes. Success is definitely
I've been
my
streaming for
favorite
about 6
drug.
years.
No. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it
It's
to
going
me.
to be 7 in June. It looked like fun, and I do it for fun. And I found, though, that it is nice to have a little bit of structure in my life. As a retired guy, it's real easy to just sort of, do nothing all day. But a little bit of structure, provided 5 or 6 days a week, I'm streaming at the same time, and a little bit of structure, I might get the wrong day of the week, but I'll only be off by 1. Where previously it'd be, I don't know, is today Tuesday or Friday? Now I might go, I think it's Tuesday? Maybe Wednesday. No, it's Tuesday. And here is the contract. I believe you wanted this, sir?
Yes. Yes. My hands and mind are rapacious for ill-gotten intel.
Of course you are.
You are indeed resourceful.
There's the streaming
With
or
lots to
alcohol.
deal
Goes,
with
no,
in
no,
this
no, no,
wretched
no,
place.
that's not fair. I can still do both.
Perhaps you can help me. Perhaps we can help each other. You shouldn't know that
I'll be
name.
drinking tomorrow night while I'm playing
My,
whatever it
but
is I'm
you
playing.
do exceed expectations. I believe this is the start of a beautifully treacherous friendship.
So I can stream and be
The dead
drunk.
man was a spy, trailing one Lieutenant Ty Scorda,
Practice.
an Atreides
The vodka's
deserter.
in the freezer.
Desertion seems to
The
be an
root
epidemic
beer's in the
desert.
fridge.
This is a delicate matter for the Atreides. You see, Duke Leto himself intervened on Scorda's behalf a few years ago. It would be quite the scandal. I wish I knew what Scorda is up to. They may know up the chain, but my temporary demotion deprives me of certain resources. Perhaps we can fix that.
Am I in the organization now?
Your presumption is sweet.
That is
But
one
misplaced.
spectacularly good
I collect deniable
emote
assets.
right there.
I run them through the meat
Allow me?
grinder of espionage. Most end up fine paste. But I suspect you'll choke the machine. Are you disposable? Certainly. But being deniable comes with certain freedoms. I trust you'll exploit them.
My high blood was not meant for such a lowly place. I must ascend.
We share a problem. I was not meant for this dung heap. Only my jealous peers contrive to place me here by exaggerating my extracurricular hungers.
He's a doper.
I must get out of this place. I must again deal in skilled agents rather than asset scum. You can help me rise. And I, in turn, can help you.
Will joining you paint a target on my back among the other houses?
That's the beauty of being an undercover and deniable asset. Your movements are unrestricted. You're as likely to get shot or stabbed as anyone else.
Wow. What a relief. I'm in. How do
I
we proceed?
always have tasks that need doing. Do them and I will pay you. And we will bide our time to seize further opportunities.
I accept.
Our target resides near the Atreides fortress. I need something incriminating planted. A false log.
Now, the
The
Atreides
contract has the
fortress is
particulars.
quite far away and not obvious as to how to
Do
get
not
to it.
distract from your task with questions. For now, focus on the action itself. We can talk at leisure when it is all done.
I believe I have to tell, I think I'm supposed to tell him and rub it in that I went.
Still alive? Well done.
Yes, thanks, Maxim. Okay. I've leveled up. I'm now level 20. Let's see, where do we want to put points into researching stuff? A Cutaway Mark II. I really wish it would actually... It says left alt to show stats, and it's not showing any stats. Why is it not showing any stats? I don't know. Settings, keybinds. Left alt is dash as well. That's fine. I don't know why it's not working quite the way you want. See, that one's working. Now it's working, okay. Copper, granite, salvage metal, iron, carbon, and erythrite. I will need erythrite eventually. We'll go ahead and research that now. I don't think we need any of these immediately. But if we were going to need one, probably the scout armor would be it. So we'll grab that. And that'll be our next objectives. We are still in pretty much the heat of the day. Let's see if these guys have respawned. I imagine they have. They have indeed. There are 3 of them. So this time, we'll go ahead and wear our armor. When you shoot, your shields come down. So you've got to be very careful. And now, because we are, I guess, technically vampires, we take their blood. I think we can all agree they don't need it any longer, and I can use it, so... Ah, good. The goodie box recycled too. Well, if the goodie box recycled here, then it probably recycled on the other one too. There are 2 of these moisture-sealed caves on this rock. And I pretty much always build on this rock because the station is right nearby and you need that for a lot of purposes. So I know I'm not the only one. It's pretty frequent for a whole boatload of people who've built their homes on this rock. One or two? I'm seeing, yep, two. Totally voluntary blood donors. I mean, if they didn't want me taking their blood, they would say something. See? Not a word. Whoop. Okay. Not a word, but I did get a kaboom out of that guy. They can leave mines on the ground, which is a little unfriendly of them, I have to say. Why on earth is my blood draining device so damaged? I honestly don't know. Shouldn't particularly be. We'll drop the blood in there. How are we doing on the time of day? We're getting close to night, and then I will be trying my luck again with the compactor and the flower sand. Normally I actually build right here, but for whatever reason this time I decided I wanted to build with a slightly better view. That's 5 liters of blood. That's more than a gallon. Sadly, that doesn't all get turned into water. I'm not sure what else it gets turned into. Pretty sure none of us really would want to know. Alright, going to need the compactor. I need to make a new blood extractor for sure. I guess it's going to be an improvised one until I get the higher tier ones. My improvised one is kind of for crap. Swap it in. We got this whole planet. No reason not to just throw your crap outside, you know what I mean? We did make the iron ingots. We do have copper ingots. What's going here? Evidently, but I think I probably want to end with them there. Are we dark yet? Just about dark. Nighttime is the right time. And we build really strong, sturdy vehicles here on Arrakis. I hear somebody shooting in the distance. If they were shooting at me. So, what we do is we keep the device out so that we can drop it and get on. You don't want to ride it. Riding it gets the attention. That is very far away from where the normal fields are. That is a disturbing distance away. We're going to try and find a field in a more friendly location. Right, it's over there. Normally there's a field right over here. But it looks like right now it's actually over here. Yep, that's flower sand. Store the vehicle. Looks like it may be faster to make an escape over there. Significantly. Oh, they're shy. Oh. He is crabby today. There is a quest giver over here. We'll grab the quest from them. And we'll try again for that stuff. Oops. This is carbon. I can't mine this. Yeah. I didn't make the tier 2 yet. Or tier 3. I can't keep my tiers straight. That's T-I-E-R-S, not T-E-A-R-S. I can keep my, when I cry, I can keep track of those. I'm such a sensitive guy, you know? Put it away. We're going to head up here. Welcome to Rift Watch. This is the Harkonnen facility, the Harkonnen base in the Haga Rift, or Haga Basin, I should say. Called Rift Watch because it's right next to... I almost killed myself. Not really my fault. As I was inside the base area and your skills go away, and that includes things like your passive suspense belt. And I had forgotten that.
You seem fit enough. But don't take that as a compliment. My standards are low. Care to train in the ways of the Mentat?
Sure.
Before I can teach you, I must know that you are capable. I have tasks for you that are exceedingly simple, yet necessary.
Okay. Exceedingly simple, but necessary. That sounds right up my alley. Whoop. Do not make that same mistake a second time. Could have easily died right there. All I had to do was jump off the cliff and not have my automatic suspensor belt automatically suspend. That's automatic suspensor belt. See, isn't it nice? It's friendly. Still need to speak. You still haven't spoken with her, huh? It's not like you haven't built right over here. Like literally 2 minutes away. I swear we can't take you anywhere. Okay, the sand is back over there, and that looks like Shai Hulud is still hanging around over there. Shai Hulud being kind of a dick today. Also, you don't want to have your shield on when you're wandering out here, as that pisses off Shai Hulud big time. I do have the compactor, don't I? I do. Let's ready ourselves. Down. Big Daddy's coming. What I got? I think 5 samples, and they were like at 45 each, I think. So there are drops. It may just be the leftover drops from previously. Is it a big batch of building components? Like 25 of them or something like that? Well, you see? You get extra bonus points for watching my stream. We can make 62. Let's go ahead and make 60. That will give me enough for quite a while. We are low on water, but we're still making a little bit. I don't have any... I don't currently have any blood in my sax. My saxophone. I need to AFK for a second, refill my coffee cup. I'll be right back. And I am back. All right. Put away the excess. There. There. It is not quite prime water harvesting time, but close enough for me. We'll deposit all the water we're currently carrying. Okay, wrong thing, clearly. Wrong thing again. Right thing, had it the whole way, honest. So that's a half a liter already. Currently have a liter and a liter and a half storage container, so we can carry a total of 2.5 liters. That's just math, guys. Almost there. That's it. 2.5 liters. Go. Oh, wrong button. I hit the wrong button a lot. You may have noticed that. The Cutter Ray Mark II we would like to make. So we will make the Cutter Ray Mark II. That will allow me to harvest up some carbon combined with iron. You smoosh them together, and with a little water, in this game, you get steel. It goes there. Our old Cutter Ray goes in there, I suppose. Right. We want to be back in our still suit. As the still suit recycles some of the water, you can't see it under my head. There's a water meter that is about half full, and beside it is a skinnier water meter that shows the amount of water you have in the catch pockets of your still suit. We've got 10 points. We do have the Kurab Scout armor. We're going to need plasteel microflora fibers and a good number of those. 7, 13, 17, 22, 26 of those. Sadly, those are a little harder to get. What I'll want to do is, when I'm calling it for an evening, or almost there, I will catch a quick trip. In fact, I should probably have the money on me right now. Is it 1,400, I think? 700 each way to go back to the location I was previously at in Haga Basin South, which is the starting area, the sort of tutorial area. There is a wreck here that will have a good number of the plasteel microflora fibers, and then what I'll do is I'll log out there, and when I log in the next day or the next time, I'm next to a place where I can farm them up again the next time. It is not, no, it's free to fly back from one of the cities. If you fly to Arakeen or New Carthag, it's free to fly back. In this case, I'm talking about flying to Griffin's Reach. In which case, I go into the Imperial Testing Station, I get Servox and particle caps, and then I go to the wreck of the Alcyon. I get the microflora and the mechanical parts. I log out, And then the next time I log in, I get to farm them again on the way back. It's just a convenient, low impact way, because I think the next thing that we go to for the microflora fibers, no, it's for the servox and capacitors, is the Imperial Testing Station 12, which can, of course, blow a goat. They send you into this one in the early area, and it's easy. There's one tough fight at the end where you're fighting a shielded opponent. You kind of have to understand about fighting shielded opponents, and then you should be able to beat him. But there's a second one over here. Oh, sorry, Imperial Testing Station number 10, which you shouldn't even consider doing until you have a sniper rifle. Or unless you're playing with probably 2 other relatively low-level characters. But you'll note I already have a mission to do it, and the first time I did it was a nightmare. And I hate it so much. Is there anything else? We got 10 points. We don't need the heal kit. Don't need the repair station. The power pack Mark II could be good, but I don't have the particle caps. So I need the particle capacitors I'm going to get from doing the thing I just was talking about. What is it? We need to spend 36 more intel points. In other words, learn 36 more points of recipes to open up steel. Now, the steel tier is where, for instance, you can get the first of the sniper rifles. And to my mind, that is a huge goal to have in the early game. Is because the sniper rifle allows you to, in essence, without aggroing anything near you, to kill unshielded mobs from a long distance out. And that's a huge advantage. If there are a bunch of mobs and you can kill, 2 of the 4 before any of them can get to you, you should be able to survive. 4 mobs at once, you are in trouble. But if 2 of them are dead before they reach you, a lot more manageable. So to my mind, the first sort of big power jump you get is when you get the Holtzman shield, where you're shielded from ranged shots and stabs, at least for some length of time. And then the second big power jump you get is the Spit Dart sniper rifle. I will note, at one point I was on this tier of the steel products, and I went to one of the major cities where there is basically the auction house, and someone had put for, I think it was 1,000 credits, dirt cheap, they had put the equivalent of a Plastanium one up for sale. Yeah, it was more. It did, let's see, this one does 236. Yeah, so it was slightly more damage than this. And to say that made leveling up the character easy was an understatement. To have basically a tier 6 sniper rifle when anything I shot would die. Unless it was shielded. It's delightful. I was going to do something. What was I going to do? What was I going to do next? Well, we can try to go all the way to Helios Gate. That'll take a while. We can grab... we do have the new... cutter ray. So we can get a bunch of... Yeah, that'll work. So what I'll do is I will get iron and carbon along the way. on the way to Helios Gate, which is the Atreides base in the Haga Basin. And while I'm there, I will also open up the first quest for the Bene Gesserit. Now, I already have the Bene Gesserit, so I don't need that quest. I need Swordmaster. First tier Swordmaster is at the trade post we'll be going to, so that's perfect. So we already have the first tier of skills available to us for the Bene Gesserit. That'll open up. We just got the quest for opening up the Mentat skill set, and we will get the quest for opening up the Swordmaster from the trade post up there. Woohoo! We have our first carbon. You'll note when I look at the map, we've got these little red areas in sort of the open sand. Those will be either drum sand, which is like ringing the dinner bell for Shai Hulud, or they'll be quicksand, which is like the worst version of movie quicksand that you could possibly imagine. It is something to be studiously avoided if at all possible. But we will be grabbing carbon here as we travel. Won't be able to get too much because we'll want to put our trike back into our storage device, so we can't stick stuff in the trunk of our vehicle. We can only carry the stuff that we can carry. Let me take a sip from my catch pockets. Delicious lens flavored water. God, it's so good and good for you. I can hear somebody shooting off in the distance, but they're not shooting at me. Old bathwater. Not even. Basically sweat. Sweat and pee. Really. And poop, for that matter. Because, as they say in the movies, urine and feces are processed in the thigh pads. Which means you're hooked up with catheters. So you're peeing and pooping in a tube, which then gets processed for the water. And later on you get to dump the things you don't particularly want. It's just water, but presumably it has, some amount of electrolytes in it too. It's what plants crave. Well, we've covered about 1,000 meters of the distance that we are attempting to travel right now to the Helios Gate. That's where we're going. So we'll do the quest we have to do there. We'll get to the trade post. We will open up the quest for the Swordmaster skill tree. We will fly back to Haga Basin South. We will do... the Imperial Testing Station and the wreck of the Alcyon there. Which detail about where you jammed the blood extractor? Yeah, if you want, having watched the movie earlier today, what they show is basically they're draining like from up here, which would make sense, like make the jugular or something, jugular or something. Not the juggler. The juggler sounds like a bad Batman villain. And maybe he is. I don't think we want to start going up here yet. Whoop. But certainly sometimes when you jam the blood extractor into a person, it looks like you're aiming for the slindle. I didn't say that. Let's refuel our vehicle. There we go. I do kind of wonder if slindle is one of the naughty words that Twitch would recognize in chat. Make sure. Oh, lots of bad sand there. I was going to cut across. That would have been unwise. Lots of bad sand everywhere here. I did like that they actually referred to the catheters in the game here, saying if you don't get the catheters just right, you'll be drinking your own liquefied feces. We are about 2 of the 3,000 meters we need to get to the Helios Gate. But we're only incidentally going to the Helios Gate. We really want to get to at least as much to... Oh, crap. To... Is that Crossroads? I can't remember. Trade station. Or is Crossroads the one that's closer to the sand? I think that's Crossroads. I think there are bad people in there. Bad people that want to hurt me. Jabal Efrit Al Garb. That's a player house right there. Nope, we can't get in. One thing you can do in the game, and myself and Vorpine have some significant experience at it, is an abandoned facility. At a certain point, you can go in and loot all the stuff that's left. I need some additional drinking water. Pardon me for a second. Much better. We are 750 meters away. And Helios Gate is on top of that, which means we now have to go all the way around. Well, not all the way around. A ways around. Quite a ways around. Round, round, get around. I get around. Oh, there's one of the Sardaukar ships. They come out at night. They're attempting to keep... Whoop! I hit freaking sand. That was a moment of quicksand. Yes, it certainly was. Fortunately, we were just at sort of the edge of the quicksand and close enough I didn't panic. We were able to pretty easily just turn and... Stop! That wasn't called for at all. I didn't call for that. Did you guys hear me call for it? I don't think I did. Oof, that was suboptimal. There is the trade post. Wherein we will, we'll get the quest first, I guess we're here. The trade post. Pinnacle station, this one. Where's Sword Dude? Sword Dude? No.
You're not familiar to me. State your business. House or command, our homeworld is... We aspire to ride that. We simply do the... It is our medical tech.
A representative of a minor house. Not this Sword Dude.
Your sweat betrays you, off-worlder. Your body's shedding all the excess nutrients they pumped you full of in the prison racks. Smell, it's like any other frontier pesto. Don't sell yourself short. You may fit in with the Misfit Legion more than you think.
What kind of misfits?
All kinds. The Sandflies are probably the closest. Would-be anarchists with delusions of grandeur.
Who else is out there?
Since we're talking delusional, there's the Masquerade over by the old power station at Misa Terrell.
The Masquerade?
They're new around these parts, but don't take them lightly. They're here in force.
Are the Masquerade bandits?
Verse. They're true believers. Some kind of local cargo cult built around perverted Fremen doctrines. They might rob you, or possibly eat you.
I want to learn from you.
I have a task that needs doing, which requires some discretion.
I accept. That will get me open up the skill tree. There are 5 skill trees in the game. 4 you can choose at the beginning. The other one you can get pretty early on. That is the planetologist. I do not recommend that you start with the trooper, as the trooper is easily opened a few hours into the game. So if you're going to play this game, choose one of the other 3 starting options, which are the Mentat, the Bene Gesserit, and the Swordmaster. Planetologist, you get up early, and Trooper unlock are both early. No reason to get the Trooper early, because it's going to unlock early on its own. So there you are. And there it is. I think we would like Suspense or Dash. We unlock that? Oh, we don't have that one unlocked. Now we do. Cool. We have not unlocked that yet. We have unlocked that. I started this one as a Bene Gesserit. The weirding step you may have seen me use. Basically, it in essence is a teleport behind a guy. And it's very, very useful for knife fights. Or sword fights, you know. Picked up a couple of points there just because I wanted to. Let's see, we are headed west. That's the way I think we have to go to get to Helios Gate, which is our objective. That is the Atreides base in Haga. This is also the first place where we will see aluminum. Like that, right there. But our cutter ray is not nearly strong enough. I believe that's a player house and a pretty substantial one. Yeah. That's another one. Building right outside of the Helios Gate. And that's the Helios Gate. Remember if she will give me the second tier of the Bene Gesserit request to open up the second tier of skills of Bene Gesserit. This is the Helios Gate. Up a little. I don't think I can get close enough. Fine. Stupid Atreides. Duke Leto. Yawn.
Something in your body language and vibration sets you apart from anyone else I've seen of late.
Who are you?
I am Sister Mesa.
Are you Bene Gesserit?
Not exactly.
What does that mean?
Nothing I'll elaborate on. Not to you.
I want to learn from you.
I see. But it's plain to me that however they were acquired, you already possess some skills in these arts.
That's true.
Seek out Jocasta Cleo. She was higher up in the order, in line to be a reverend mother.
Harco Village.
Last I heard, she's in Harco Village. I have given you the courtesy that you are due. You are human, after all, even if only just.
Wow. Condescending much? I like it, actually. Think she's seeing anybody? All right, there is the mission we had to do here. No contracts available. That was what we had to do here. We have to report back to Maxim. jump off of high areas. In faction zones like that. Even though I'm a Harkonnen, I can go in there. Basically, there are rules in place. The rules of Canley about where you can and can't fight openly. I'm going to take a peek and see if maybe I can get lucky and steal some stuff from somebody who has left their stuff unguarded. Probably not, because it looks like his shields are still up. Yeah, no access. Basically, there's a process by which an abandoned base you can get access to, and Vorp and our crew of players getting pretty good at finding abandoned places and looting them, sometimes for ridiculous amounts of high-tier stuff. Did want to check on this. That's primarily Harkonnen base building elements, but you can get the base building elements without being in the same faction. They're just cheaper to get the ones for your faction. No access. What a surprise. Well, one thing I can do is I can harvest some water. It is optimal dew time right now. This is probably why they built here. The ability to just very quickly top off your water requirements every, logical virtual day, because you've got a whole shitload of water-bearing plants about, is a big plus. And I have filled up both of my containers. My assumption is that they won't have any freebies just sitting around. Ornithopter, big ones. My, that's a big one. Yeah, it doesn't look like they've left anything open for visitors, shall we say. More's the pity. It was worth checking. It is very much sort of a come and go game, as in there are times when a lot of people stop playing and they all just kind of vanish. And other times when it is quite lively indeed. Bad guys over there who are much higher level than me. That's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna fly the Griffin Station. We're gonna go into the Imperial testing station that's in the starting area, and then the wreck of the Alcyon, and then I'm going to log out and call it an evening. That's another 10 or 15 minutes of game time, something like that. I will be streaming again tomorrow.
You look a little lost, friend.
I want you to fly me
Music
somewhere.
to my ears. Where do you want to go?
Aga
The basin is a pretty big place. Could you
Griffin's
narrow
Reach.
it down a little? Mir's place?
Yeah, Mir's
I know
place.
it. Scavenger territory. Get a cut. Thopter's always warmed up.
That's why I had 1,400 credits, 700 to fly from one station to another. And once you have an ornithopter of your own, you don't have to worry about those. You just fly yourself, although it's faster to take the vehicles, or the free, not the free trips, it's faster to be driven than it is to drive, but a lot more costly. All right, we're back at Griffin's Reach. And we need to head east. And where I built my first house, because you have to build one house here, and then you head out of the starting area. You have to build the second one. My first one was right down here. But it either got eaten by the weather or someone disassembled it, because I removed my claim to it when I moved north. First up, the Imperial Testing Station. Up and over. 15 or 20 things to kill. But we need particle capacitors. Most assuredly. Way. Now, I can die if I do something stupid. Other than that, I shouldn't have to worry about it. Even though I don't have, like, brand new spanking awesome gun, the gun I've got is more than sufficient to the imminent needs. Picked up a band that gave us access here. I have done this, in essence, it's just a little small dungeon. Great many times. We have a little water over here. There are a few of those stations throughout. People here have dropped a respawn beacon before going in. But because I'm not concerned, I won't bother. That'll only cost me.
I am the station supervisor, Dr. Ronald Greer. They also
And while we're here, why not take blood? Oh, more water. Why not take water too? Minus brand. They're moving. Almost loaded. There we go. Particle caps. More water. More bullets. Well, technically they're not bullets. Bandages. Light darts. Shouldn't turn your back on me, you jerk. There's one left still in there, I think. We're full up on blood now, I do believe. Yep, we're full on blood. Got any bullets? Darts, darts, darts. Sorry. Any darts on you? Sure. Got another one running around here somewhere. Heard them making noise. Lots of darts. Drop poisons. That's a quest item. We've already done the quest. I can hear you shouting at me. More in here, I think. At least usually. Oftentimes there's one down here. More water. Cool, clear water. Water! Land of sky blue waters. That's an old advertisement. See you there. This is a semi-secret door. More water, sure. Why not? Door is closing. It's okay. I'll just use my foot key. All right, just the boss mob left. Do need to be careful with him if he has a shield. He's dead. There are 3 quests in this place when you first get it. It's easy to forget to grab the one that's there. You actually do get a display on the HUD. It shows you where the quests are. It'll point you to them. But it is easy to get lost and forget about, like, say, Dune for space. We can drop that, that's for sure, and that, and that. Now, we're fine for space. Which is the final frontier, I think you know that. Right, so this is the first one. This is the Imperial testing station. The next one is the shipwreck, and those are 2 of the sort of basic mechanics of
Welcome to Desert Botanical
non-questing
Testing Station
stuff.
number 2.
Although you will have quests that will send you to at least some of them. Basically, they're dungeons, more or less. Some can be pretty hard. It is not single player. There was a lot of debate as to whether it's an MMO or not. To my mind, I can't say it's really an MMO because it's not really as massive as I would want. It is a multiplayer. Basically, the architecture is as follows. You have a server, and the game's broken up into, I don't know, 2 dozen, 3 dozen servers, something like that. Each server has 25 sieges, which are basically server instances. And in each of those, I think you can have a total of, at most 50 players. This is so that the whole place doesn't get built up and look like a city. You know, seeing player houses isn't unusual, but they're not everywhere. Now, you can go to the other sieges on your server and play in the different instance spaces, you know, to play with a friend who's on another siege or something like that. But there's never more than, at most, I think, 50 players, 40 or 50 players on any given siege or instance. Now, that's true for the Haga Basin. The end game area is called the Deep Desert, and that is server-wide, so that is open to all of the 25, I think, sieges. And that, half of that is PvE and half of that is PvP. So you can have, you know, on a server cluster, a server that is very busy, you can have a couple hundred players out in the deep desert at the same time. That would qualify as an MMORPG to me. But because this is so heavily instanced, where even at prime time, you probably are not having more than 15 or 20 people in your instance of the world, I can't really call it an MMORPG. But if someone wants to call it an MMORPG, I can't say they're wrong. It's a matter of definitions. I think it's close. Well, that's just where I'm heading, is where that jerk is going. The Sardaukar jerk. It's definitely not single player, although right now it can feel single player because the servers are pretty dead. We assume they'll all come back alive when the next content drops. Or at least, you know, some will come back alive. Right now, it's pretty dead. So right now, it kind of feels single player. But it is a shared world with multiple instances. You know, for a long time, I felt it qualified as an MMO for me. Now I don't think it does generally, although I think the Deep Desert is certainly, if not an MMO, it's really close. But again, that's going to be definitions. Some people have really weird definitions on what is or isn't an MMO. Right, there are 3 people out here in this area. One. Two. There's the third one. That's all. There are more inside, obviously. But I'm already full up on blood. Now, there are limited PvP areas in the major gameplay area around shipwrecks. Other than that, it is entirely PvE, except in the northern half of the deep desert. So this shipwreck is a PvE area, but most shipwrecks are PvP areas.
Who's that? I require backup.
Ding 23. If you find it interesting at all, I expect that we'll have another free play weekend when the new content drops in a month or two. I'm always hesitant to just outright recommend a game if there's money involved, because I ain't paying somebody else's, so I shouldn't be recommending. But I can recommend a free play weekend, giving it a try if you find the game interesting. And here we've got to scan and cut through the hinges on the door. And here we're looking for those green bits. You can hear people talking. That's what we're there for, the microfibers we need. We'll take the money. We don't need the quest item. That just... Quest items don't take up inventory space. They're added on to the inventory, so that is a thankful, merciful thing. Got 2 or 3 more, I think, in the next room. Scan it and use the cutter right here. It's not just for minerals. I appreciate they're coming at me single file. That's, that's pretty thoughtful. Might be one left, but I don't think so. I think we got them all. And like a lot of dungeons, this has a big chest at the end. And this is where I'm going to log out so that I can log in tomorrow or whenever I play this next. And I can go back into this dungeon. It will have recycled completely. And I can clear it out again. And then on the way back, I can hit the other place as well for the loot there. So I'm going to exit to the main menu. Remain in the world. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I am going to call it here. As always, I am very appreciative to have your company. I will be back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand for a Christmas Eve stream. No idea. Might be back here in Dune. Might be Titan Quest 2. Could be PoE 2. Could be Guild Wars 2. Could be a lot of things that start with 2. And then I will also be streaming 1 week from tonight on New Year's Eve, a very long and extensive one starting at 5 or 6 my time. I might start an hour later than usual because I'm getting old, and streaming and drinking for 7 hours can be a drain. I think I can probably manage at the 6 though, as I have to wish the Happy New Year's to the people in Europe and then the Atlantic, Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific time zones. So those are my plans for about the next week or so. Back tomorrow for Christmas Eve. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope your Christmas, sorry, not Christmas Eve. This is Christmas Eve. Christmas evening. Christmas day, night, stream. You know what I mean. I hope your Christmas Eve goes great. I hope your Christmas day goes great, regardless of whether you're celebrating them or not. I'm back tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, and ciao for now. Bye, guys.